December 5th, 1933 ended a 13-year drought across the land. Once again, it was legal for Americans to drink alcohol.
It's my privilege to deliver to you, with a compliment to Anheuser-Busch, the first case of Budweiser beer to be delivered in the state of New York. Happy days are here again.
The Great Dry Experiment ended when America, tired of crime and unconvinced by the doctrine of temperance, passed the 21st Amendment. When Prohibition was made law in 1920, alcohol had been blamed for a host of society's ills, above all crime. But under Prohibition, crime exploded with black market booze and the gangsters who fought to control it. Men like Al Capone and Dutch Schultz built massive criminal empires on the sale of illegal drink. By the late 1920s, the country had more alcoholics and speakeasies than it had when alcohol was legal. When corruption spread into law enforcement, even ardent prohibitionists like John D. Rockefeller Jr. began to change their minds.
It is not to be expected that the repeal of the 18th Amendment will in itself end all these evils and restore public respect for law. I believe, however, that its repeal is a prerequisite to the attainment of that goal.
But some still believed in the overriding evil of alcohol. Evangelist Sister Amy McPherson spoke out for Prohibition, as did Senator Shepherd.
Ladies and gentlemen, we Dries are not surprised that John D. Rockefeller Jr. of Standard Oil fame has left us. We have known all along that oil and water would not mix.
As the era of Prohibition came to a close, so did the antics of America's most wanted. When Al Capone was arrested and jailed, much of the criminal underworld collapsed. Gangsters like Legs Diamond and others found out that saloons weren't the only bars to make a comeback. The feds ended the careers of these gangsters one way or another. With one swipe of his pen, new President Franklin Roosevelt ended the days of bathtub gin, speakeasies, and gangsters. But not everyone was happy, especially preacher Billy Sunday.
I'll fight the saloon from Hawaii to Hoboken. I'll kick it as long as I have a foot. I'll punch it as long as I have a fist. I'll butt it as long as I have a head. I'll bite it as long as I have a tooth. And when I'm old and fistless and footless and toothless, I'll gum it till I go home to heaven and it goes home, my friend, to hell.
The failure of Prohibition proved that even in 1933, the government could not legislate morality.